We wanted a relaxing day where we did absolutely nothing, so we headed to La Palapa on Los Muertos Beach here in Puerto Vallarta, and I'm telling you, it's a great way to spend the day. So here we are at La Palapa Restaurant and Beach Resort. It's located in the romantic area of Puerto Vallarta, right next to the Los Muertos pier. And if you want to rent some beach chairs for the day, it'll cost you 500 pesos each. But the good news is that that price or that money that you spend to have the chairs will come off your food and beverage bill. So it really doesn't cost you anything. Now, La Palapa is very, very popular. So if you want to have a spot near the beach, you need to make a reservation. And the reservation is made at the front desk in the main dining area there. You'll find a lady at the front desk, and she will take your reservation. And I would recommend that you do this probably at least 2 days before the date that you want to reserve your chairs, because as I said earlier, it is quite popular and the chairs do fill up. If you want to have a table sitting, I don't think you really need to have a reservation. There's lots of tables inside the restaurant and also just outside in front of the restaurant. Then across the boardwalk here is mostly these lounge chairs. So we had our reservation starting at 10 o'clock, and that's the time we like to get there. And we got a prime seat right next to the beaches where we'd like to be. So you have the nice breezes coming in, and you have a great view of the pier. Allows you to do some people watching and just not be overly crowded as well if you were a little bit further back. The reason we chose the La Palapa rather than some of the other beach clubs, and there's lots of them here, is that we really like their lounge chairs. They're some of the most comfortable, and they provide a lot of different shade options with these umbrellas, and the staff is really attentive and the food is great. But I will say the prices are a little pricey compared to some of the other places. And by some of the other places, I'll mention those as well because they're great options as well. So a little bit closer to the pier, which is what you see here, is Si Senor. And then on the other side of La Palapa, there's another beach club called El Dorado. All of them have great restaurants, and I think the prices are similar. I think El Dorado is also 500 pesos per person, and I believe Si Senor might be a little bit less. I think the last time I checked it was 400 pesos. But I would suggest to you that you make reservations at all three locations so you're guaranteed a spot. Coming in around 10 o'clock is great. Allows you to grab some coffee and breakfast if that's what you want. And then if not, you can always just buy some lunch, which is what we plan to do, and some drinks and enjoy the day. And when I say enjoy the day, I believe you're allowed in the chairs at least at La Palapa until about 4 o'clock, because at 4 o'clock they basically remove all the chairs and the loungers, and they set up for tables so you can have some beachside dining for dinner if that's what you're looking for. And I highly recommend this restaurant for beachside dining. Some of the food is the best in Puerto Vallarta, and it's really hard to beat the sights here, especially when you come around during the evening at sunset, because the sunsets in Puerto Vallarta are just absolutely fantastic. So I'm just walking you through their facility here, and this is the main dining area and bar. So you can see the white tablecloths, the wide open spaces, lots of tables on the inside. But if you want to sit a little bit outside, they have this beautiful dining area. These palapas here, so lots of shade even though you're sitting on the sand. So inside you're sitting on basically a tile floor. Outside you're a little bit more in the sun under these palapas, sitting on the sand right next to the boardwalk. And then across the boardwalk you've got primarily lounge chairs where you can just sit back and relax, and there's tables between all the lounge chairs where you can set your meals down, or you can set it down right on the lounge chair. So now let me take you on to the sandy section of the seating area so you can check out that aspect. So it'll help you better decide where you'd like to grab a place to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner here. Now, to my understanding, for breakfast and lunch, you really don't need to make a reservation to grab a table here. You really only need reservations if you want to grab one of the lounge chairs out on the beach. But if you really want to guarantee a spot, it's always highly recommended to get a reservation, especially if you're a larger group here. And as you can see, most of the table seating they have here is for 4 people, but I'm sure if you ask, they can put some tables together for your larger groups. Now we'll take another look at the seating area just outside the boardwalk or right next to the boardwalk, just from a different angle, so you get an appreciation for what it's like to sit out in this particular area. And it is very, very popular to come here in the mornings for breakfast, as well as coming here for lunch. Okay, so that's the table seating, and now we're going across the boardwalk here, and we're going to go through the area where all the lounge chairs are. And most of those are set up for 2 to 4 people in groups in various, various configurations, but if you talk to them, they can set it up in any different orientation that you would like. So I know the people beside us actually looked like a group of 4, but they're facing each other, but they actually had 2 other chairs facing or perpendicular and facing the water themselves. So you can definitely get groups of 6 as well. What I really like about La Palapa is they've got all these umbrellas here, and they actually overlap them, so you can get lots of shade. Then if you really want to get a little more sun, you can just drag them a little bit out into the beach there, or you can even ask the guys and they'll remove the umbrella for you as well. Now it's breakfast time, so the first order of business for us was grabbing some coffee, and I also got some pastry. They actually serve excellent pastry here, and they were only about 50 pesos a piece, so that's not too bad, especially when you consider what a great location that you're in.
Sir, tell me, yeah?
Do you have...
Or my partner?
Yeah, I'm not having breakfast, but I'll have lunch. Do you have a lunch menu?
No, of course, no problem.
Can I see that?
Yeah, the lunch menu, it's available 11:30.
Okay, can I just see it, what it is?
First, let me go with the menu, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you just heard, the lunch menu becomes available at 11:30, so it's always breakfast before then. But if you don't want to order off their breakfast menu and you want to wait for lunch, but you're still a little bit hungry, there's always a lot of beach vendors coming around selling their wares. And in this case, they were selling papayas with all the fixings. They put a lot of lime juice on it, some hot spices as well, which is pretty traditional here. And also very, very popular. Now, of course, the main reason for coming here, other than to grab something to eat, is to relax on the beach and enjoy all the activities. And here's one of the most popular activities you can do as a group, and that is to take out one of these banana boats. I think they go out for a good 10-15 minutes and get towed around the bay. I wouldn't want to do it on a wavy day, though, because I've seen they get knocked off pretty frequently when it's a little bit wavy, but it's actually not a bad thing, I guess, if you want to get wet. The other thing that's very popular and you can do on the beach here is do some paragliding. So as you can see in this video, there's at least 3 different locations or sites where people are offering paragliding. I can't tell you what the cost is. I think it's around $75. You need to check with the individual vendors, and I think it really depends on how busy they are. And I'll show you a little bit more about different beach activities that you can do a little later on in this video. What I want to show you now or next is what we had for lunch. So my brother and sister-in-law actually split a club sandwich, which they put on 2 different plates, which was much appreciated. And they give you some ketchup and mayo to go with the French fries that accompany it. I must just say that their club sandwich is fantastic. I ordered their burger, which also included French fries and onion rings. Really tasty and really big portion sizes. So what do you think of La Palapa?
It's a great place to be, just hang out. The food is good, the wine is good.
And the scenery is excellent.
Oh yeah.
Well, enjoy your day and safe travels, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
So there's always lots of things going on in this particular area since it's the heart of the romantic zone. Lots of entertainment, not only with beach vendors and water sports, but in this particular case, we had some acrobatic dancing going on, and these gentlemen were performing just for tips. So in addition to these guys here, we also had a lot of musicians that would wander to the beach, and for a price, I think it's something on the order of about 70 to 100 pesos, they'll play you pretty much any song that you would like. And then, as I said earlier, there's always lots of beach vendors selling anything from blankets to food to earrings. You can get a massage on the beach as well. So lots of different things. And what I will say about the beach vendors is that they are very polite for the most part, and they do not bother you that much. All you need to do is wave them away if you're not interested in what they're selling. Now, one of the best things to do at the beach is actually go swimming, and one of the reasons we could come to La Palapa is this section of the beach right next to the pier is probably the safest and less wavy section of the water here. It's a little bit shallower, or the sand doesn't come up as fast, and therefore the wave action is actually quite calm, even on a wavy day or a windy day. This section of the beach always remains fairly wave-free or fairly calm, especially compared to the south side of the beach, which can have quite large waves. Which you can see here, this is the south side of the beach. It's not really high waves today, and this is low tide, but it is definitely a lot more wavy than right next to the pier. So if you're looking for some calm water, especially if you have young children, then staying closer to the pier is probably your best option. But if you like a little bit of waves, I'm not saying that the waves are really great for surfing, but on the south side is a great place to head to. Now, the other great thing to do when you're in Puerto Vallarta and at La Palapa and on Los Muertos Beach is to take a beach walk. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I walked to the extreme south end of this particular beach, and this is called the Mirador of Los Muertos Beach, or the Los Muertos Mirador, or lookout. So I'm up on the lookout taking a look. There's some beautiful mansions and hotels and that here. And I'm just going to proceed down and walk along the beach all the way back to the pier. And this walk is only about maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a kilometer distance, so it doesn't take very long. But the scenery is nice, and it's a nice level ground, especially at low tide. It's just very interesting, and you can see how the beach became a lot more rockier to the south side, especially if you go past the Mirador, and a little bit on the very extreme south end here. And then after that, it's just soft white or brownish sand that you walk along. Downtown of Puerto Vallarta. Normally we walk all the way to Conchas Chinas, but today is a beach day. So we're hanging out at one of the beach clubs called La Palapa. Highly recommended, by the way. And as part of the stay there, we've got some lounge chairs right on the beach. I decided to take a walk along the beach and really enjoy myself. Low tide, actually. Normally most of these rocks are underwater. So we've probably gained a good 20 or 30 feet on the beach right now compared to when it's high tide. And this is by far the most popular beach in all of Puerto Vallarta, and probably the main reason is it's right in the heart of it, in the romantic zone. So lots of beach clubs, lots of resorts and hotels here, and everybody just flocks to this section. Of course, it's also a beautiful beach. Statues. The other one is located right on the Malecon, right at the Puerto Vallarta sign. Very popular, and this is pretty much the symbol of Puerto Vallarta now. You see it on all their brochures, postcards, t-shirts, everywhere. Very popular. And very nice. A lot of times when I'm here, this particular statue is surrounded by water at high tide. Today is not overly wavy. Some days it can be. And if that is the case, this section of the beach near the Mirador can be some of the highest waves in the area, or at least on this beach. And as you get closer to the pier, they become a lot calmer, so I always recommend
recommend people who want to swim to basically head to the pier. It's always calm there, even when there's high waves on this end of the beach. And there's beach clubs from one end to the other, so no matter where you go, you'll find a place to sit. Coming in right now. There's one taking off. Nice and soft landing. Very well done. There's the one that it just took off. back at the Palapa right here. Where I started.
Well, this was our relaxing day at La Palapa on Los Muertos Beach here in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe.